what have you been up to? Because everyone's asking me.
I've been... Yeah, I'm not in TNP much anymore, huh? It's kind of weird.
Not at all. I don't think you've done it. When was your last video?
Probably
like 09 or something like that.
Grand.
You have to at least talk about that.
For those of you that are not privileged to know, we did a video shooting the M1 Grand, and you look at a gun at first, the way the magazine's oriented, you're like, okay, yeah, right, it's pretty obvious which direction the bullets are headed. For some reason, it didn't really compute in my brain, so instead of orienting the clip horizontal, I had it vertical. Yeah, let's show.
Yeah, you remember it on my thing.
Yeah. So, pretty much, instead of, putting in like that, it was more like a down.
I love it.
And then I put it in. There's even a GIF of this out there. Somebody animated it.
Oh, it's so awesome.
Put it in. Tap was like, yeah, I think that's good. After Resistance, I kept going for it. That was great.
That's the problem with the project, though. You'll keep it forever. And it was just one of those things. You can act like you're going to be all He-Man until you actually get on camera.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, wait a minute. And you look like a dumbass. I spun that Ducati out.
Yeah?
Yeah. Remember on the rented Hyperstrata, the brand new one I was breaking in at. Oh. That is probably my first most embarrassing moment. That was really bad.
Mine's worse.
Yeah, but yours didn't cost you a lot of money.
Yeah,
that one, I don't know if we ever said, after it was all said and done, it cost me about, I want to say $1,400. They wanted to, because the bags had a little scratch in it, and one of the handguards in the front had cracked near the bolt, so they wanted to straight up replace those. I think it was like $600 for the bags. That sucked. And for that, he had the GoPro on me, and he was like, yeah, do a good takeoff, it'll be great. And I remember, because we pulled off on the side of the highway, and I looked, and I could have sworn it was asphalt. I was like, cool, it's a good launch surface. What it was like road debris that over time it rained on and solidified, so it was like a crust that blended in seamlessly with the asphalt. So I thought it was perfect, and I ended up just, as soon as I goosed it, just lost traction and dumped me off the front. Ignited my vest, which sucked. That's another $20 every time those damn hit airs go off. And then I scratched that bike up, which was very embarrassing, and people have seen it all over, and that still follows me. So that's fun. Oh, I can talk about my little Hayabusa, Highside.
Oh, yeah, do that.
Yeah, so that was really fun.
It's not too terrible.
It's not that bad.
It wasn't all your fault,
I don't want to call it an accident, too. I don't really know where to start. Anyways, we were kind of in this rural part, visiting. It was like after a stupid family party. I hate family parties with passion. I'll say that for another.
You hate any parties.
I do hate parties.
Yeah.
I hate
people, parties.
We'll put a pin on that till the accident story, because I do hate it. So for my accident, I remember coming around this circle area. So I was coming out of a long driveway. It's a rural street, so it's supposedly a 25, and it kind of sweeps this way. I guess for your point of view, it sweeps this way, and there are trees right here blocking it. So my memory is, I get on, I'm ready to ride. And as I kind of pull out of the thing, and I just said goodbye to like the little girl cousins that we have, so they're like all small, and they're like, yeah, bye. So I'm like, all right, bye. And I remember pulling out to that thing, and there were a bunch of trees right here, and there's a dip, it goes down because of the drainage ditch. So I'm going this way, and I'm like, man, that's a dangerous corner. It's really blind here, and I bet you people come down, hauling down this all the time. So I start to crawl out, and my last thing I remember seeing was, I look this way, and I'm like, okay, I'm clear this way, all right, let's start going. And as I get about halfway through, coming out of the trees here, the street goes this way, I get about halfway, as soon as I get into my lane, I was, doing my secondary check, making sure. I don't remember seeing it, but I remember feeling, oh shit, there's a car there. And just right then, I was already in the air, the back wheel lost traction to the left, or to the right, and it just dumped me that way. So I went forward, lawn darted it, and I remember being in the air going, oh crap, I just damaged this bike. It's, Dad's brand new, and I did have my own insurance on it because I was taking care of it and stuff. I think in the first couple days I put about 1,000 miles on it before he did, so yeah. I ended up just kind of smacking straight down. The head shield, the visor just ripped straight off. It was that MSR Expedition you saw, and a couple of the old ones had the red stripe on the side. That protected me pretty well. The vest went off. I remember just smacking straight in that way. And my first instinct was, I remember thinking I was about to get run over. So as, the bike hit down, I smacked that way. I landed really weird. And as I got up, I immediately, because the hitter inflates really tight, and so it keeps your neck in place and stuff. And I was like, I can't move in this. And so I remember popping both of those, and I ripped it off as fast as I could, and I kind of looked, and I was like, wait, I should be hit by now. Because for whatever reason, I had that impulse to there's a car behind me. And I think that's what I did. I think as I was coming around, because there were tons of tire snakes on there, as I got up, I was like, oh, crap. So what I'm guessing is, and at least from what I heard from everyone else that saw it, because I guess the girl ran in to, she started crying, seeing me. I don't know if she saw me get hit by it or what. So she comes in, she's like, he just got hit by a car. And my mom literally just was like, oh, it happens all the time. It's no big deal. So she was like, no, seriously, I think he's hurt. And she was like, no, his bike, it always does, like, she was thinking I was just pulling it out and I dropped it or something, like, rolling it, and then it just fell over. And she's like, oh, no, it's no big deal. And I'm glad she didn't make a big deal out of it, because they ended up coming out once I kind of moved the bike and stuff. But I, got up from that, and I remember thinking, okay, and I think it was like a tan Escalade or something like that. I got up and I had my vest off and I kind of looked around, and at that point, like, I couldn't see out of my right side, and I was running through my checks, because I do have the EMT background, and I was running through it going, okay, I think I'm fine, nothing feels super bad, because you feel great in the instant of an accident. So I kind of started the countdown too in my head, because I knew Nothing Fancy was getting back home from his trip that night, so he was gonna, there's gonna be hell to pay if that bike's all busted up. So this guy comes over, he starts talking to me, and I'm, like, my helmet's still in, I'm like reaching for my visor and it's not there, and I'm going, okay, something's up, okay, I'm damaged, you're all just kind of messed up. So I'm sitting there, he says something and he just kind of disappears. I don't remember if he walks away, drives away, whatever. That car's gone. So by that time I'm like, okay, I gotta get out of the street. So I, get the bike back up, and it's like a freaking 650-pound bike. Really heavy, but it's fairly low, so I was able to do it with the power of adrenaline. So I'm like, doing the BMW style, get my ass on it and humping it back up into position. So I get it there and I kind of roll it off to the side, and I look, and there are a couple streaks. On the front it actually got off pretty easy. It was just because he had the frame slider in it.
Nice.
So, like, it has a little crack next to the frame slider, a little bit of abrasion on the front of the body of it, and then the rear side case is really where it got the brunt. And so, it was like a black gloss finish. It was totally shithoused. So I didn't know what to do about that. And I sat there kind of on the bike for a sec, and I took inventory of how I was. I was like, okay, I can't see out of this side at all. It's just a red and purple mess. And I'm the only person here who knows how to ride a bike. So I have to get this bike home. I have to get it buffed out. In about the next hour and a half, I have about half an hour before, if I have a concussion, I'm just retarded beyond all function, and I can't do anything. And so I just decided to start driving home really slowly and reassess along the way. Probably not the best decision, but everyone knows medics are exceptions, so they get to do whatever they want because they're immune to the laws of mortality. So I started driving along, and I remember thinking, man, my hand really hurts. I was kind of like just using these tridactyl fingers on the throttle the whole time going, okay, that hurts, and I was like really delicately rolling on. So I just kind of limped back home like that, and after about 10 minutes I could see out of the right side again. I was like, okay, I'm still